Chiefs this morning. Their quest for a perfect season begins on Sunday when they host Baker and the Browns at divisional round rematch. Here's a look at KC's full 17-game schedule.
Ooh. Take
this in. A lot of AFC contenders early, so it got us thinking.
Yes.
Nick, what's more likely? The Chiefs go 20-0 or they don't win a playoff game? Pick a side.
Oh, Jenna, I'm very conflicted here because I'm serving two masters. On one side, there is my undying, not only love and loyalty to my hometown, but love and loyalty to take integrity, and the Chiefs are obviously and clearly the best team in the league. On the other side, you have math, and I do love me some math. And the math says I should pick don't win a playoff game. Because right now, the odds of the Chiefs going 17-0 are 34-1. So 20-0, the odds are like 60-1. And the odds of them losing their first playoff game will be like 3-1. So this should be an easy question. However, I must incorporate this. Is it possible the Chiefs lose their first playoff game? The answer is no. Is it possible they go undefeated? The answer is yes. How do I know it's not possible the Chiefs lose their first playoff game? Because they never have and never will with Patrick Mahomes. AFC Championship game, it's just called the Kansas City Invitational. It's held at Arrowhead Stadium in the late January every year, and the Chiefs are always participating in it. So one thing, Broussard, has a 0% chance of happening. The other thing has a chance of happening. So the answer is 20-0 is more likely, Broussard.
You got there.
Nick, look, I love the Chiefs as well. I like them a lot, which is probably about half as much as you love them, okay? But let me weigh this question. They have a chance of doing something no one in the 100-year history of the NFL has done, or they have a chance of doing something that actually happens fairly often, an upset in the playoffs. So I am going with they are more likely to lose the first game. I'm not predicting it, but they are not going 20-0, Nick. They just aren't. All right, number one, you know that offensive line is completely revamped. And I think it's going to be good.
That sounds good.
But a few of the guys are pretty inexperienced. So there's that.
Rookies.
The defense last year was middle of the road. And it didn't improve. Yeah. It may have even gotten a tad bit worse. All right, and then, as Jenna mentioned, their schedule's daunting. 5 of their first 7 opponents made the playoffs last year. They play every AFC contender. Buffalo, Tennessee, Cleveland, Baltimore. I know they've owned Baltimore, but still, like Nick.
Just a list of teams
and how many upsets in the playoffs
the last 4 years? I don't know.
Go back to 2017.
Yeah.
Go back to 2017. Jacksonville upsets Pittsburgh in the playoffs. Yeah. Pittsburgh's 13-3.
Yeah.
Go back to 2011. Green Bay 15-1. Loses in the divisional round. It happened to the Patriots in 2010. They were 14-2. Nick, upsets happen. There is no doubt it is a better chance of losing in the first round or a divisional round.
All right, here's the I agree with Broussard. Here's the other thing, Nick. As someone who had an undefeated season with Randy Moss, Tom Brady, and Bill Belichick, I actually wanted to lose that last regular season game to the Giants because in my mind, if we lost that regular season
lose the last game to the Giants, unfortunately.
Not that game, the last regular season game.
That's twice that you stepped into that.
You know what I'm talking about. I wish we lost that game because I thought we would have won. So I don't even know if you want to go 20-0. I actually think if, John Gruden lapped it up around Arrowhead, it would give you a little more fire and propel you to a Super Bowl victory.
Well, I just want that. I get that. I understand, is winning, this is what we do with the Chiefs, is winning actually bad for them? Do they not play enough close games? Are they we have to do all these different machinations to make them interesting because they're so good? I get it. But just some facts and figures here, America. The idea that people think 20-0 is crazy. They recently won 25 of 26, started by Mahomes. They have not lost a road game. Jenna, do you remember way back when we were in studio still and I said to you, mark it down, the Chiefs won't lose again the rest of the year. Then they went on to win the Super Bowl. This is in 2019. That's the last time they lost a road game. Mid-November of 2019 against the Titans.
Right.
So they were 14-1 with Mahomes starting last year. So they were this close. So yeah, no, 20-0 on deck, America. And I love that long list of AFC playoff teams that the Chiefs have kicked their asses year after year after year. And I like it. Keep telling me about it.
8 o'clock in the morning. I didn't say that.
5 in the morning on the West Coast.
Kelly.
Not only
Labor
that,
Day, man.
Nick, I would say don't even look past week 1 with a reloaded Browns team. I've always been down on Baker and the Browns, and now I don't know. So we'll see. Let's get past week 1. We'll see if 20-0's on the board. Back talking the NFC. Why do Nick and Broussard have making it to the playoffs in a conference full of contenders? Who do they have is actually a... Nick, you're talking Clemson this morning.
I'm kind of talking Clemson, and I'm kind of talking my large, thick-necked adult son, Trevor Lawrence, because I don't know if you guys watched the Clemson Tigers attempt to defeat the Georgia Bulldogs. They scored 3 points. In Trevor Lawrence's career as a starter, not only won a national title, 3 ACC titles, he averaged 45 points per game. And the fewest points Clemson ever scored in a game he started was 21. And so while I was watching, and I know they also lost Amari Rodgers and their best offensive lineman to the draft. I know all that. But while I watched Clemson on Saturday evening struggle and fail to score a single touchdown, you know what it made me think about? Even more optimistic about the Jacksonville Jaguars this year. Even higher on the Jags, maybe, just maybe, not only not finishing last in the AFC South, maybe finishing second in the AFC South. Because if that's what Clemson looks like without Trevor Lawrence, what is Jacksonville going to look like with Trevor Lawrence? So congrats to the Dogs for winning an old-school slobber knocker. But I think this is actually as much about the Jaguars as it is about the Clemson Tigers, Wilds.
Great. Irish pulled out a barn burner over Florida State. Coach Brian Kelly had some interesting comments after the game. Take a listen.
What did you think of your team's ability to withstand Florida State's impressive comeback?
Yeah, you know, I'm in favor of execution. Maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight.
What? All right, after the game, Kelly explained.
That's old school.
You said something in your post-game interview right after the game about executing the entire team. Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, it's an old John McKay quote. I was kidding. It was tongue-in-cheek. It wasn't funny. It's an old John McKay quote that he used after the game. So I was talking and you know, making a joke about it. Why, it was taken serious. Are you people crazy?
I'm sure.
Not everyone knows you like we do, Brian.
Oh, it's a John McKay quote that he used after a game. I was stealing one of his old quotes and being funny. I guess nobody likes to be funny anymore. So, yeah, if you want to, you know, take me to town on that, please do.
Oh, well, that, you know what, guys? That's on me. That's on me. I didn't think it was funny. It's an old joke. I was making a joke. After being lectured by the Notre Dame coach, I'm sorry, coach. And actually, after further review of you butchering a famous retort that wasn't a setup, a joke, it's on me, buddy. I appreciate the explanation.
Yeah,
and you're right to the report. Not everybody knows you like we do, Brian. We know you like to joke around in the post. I'm sorry. It was hilarious. After further review, it was absolutely hilarious, coach.
And
We're
he
sorry.
butchered it.
Everyone on social media, it was hilarious. You should go on tour with that. Just get on the field. That's great.
It's unbelievable. The question is, what are your thoughts on execution? And the response is, I'm in favor of it. John McKay was never and by the way, line the players up on the wall, boys. You butchered the quote.
He explained it. He explained it. It's funny. He explained it. It's funny. I got lectured about. All right, got it. Thank you.
Time now for a new game we're calling Pick a Side. I'll explain it. We are talking